Right.
Hopefully the government can see, we need these jobs and try to do their best to help us.
Yeah.
Out. I want to call the whole government out. I know they're having a rough time because the person down south is the primary issue, right?
Well, you took our money, but you're leaving. So you're taking the investment, $13 billion going to Illinois. Hello, what about us?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't there a commitment?
What's going on? Welcome to Born with Purpose. I'm your host, D.A. Bourne, and it's been a minute. We got a street interview here. We are at the Stellantis Brampton Assembly Plant in Brampton, Ontario, where we have workers in front testing the move that Stellantis has made to take the vehicles from Brampton to Illinois. It's been a big story. 3,000 workers, including myself. If you have not seen my video that I posted a week ago, go check it out. I give my own story. But we're here today. We're here with Unifor as well as other media and the workers, and we're just expressing our thoughts, our frustration, and we're going to be interviewing workers at Stellantis Brampton, get their thoughts, where the direction, what they believe the future of the city, the workers, we want to know the present and the future, what's going to happen. If you haven't done already, like, share, and subscribe to Born with Purpose. We are going to interview not just workers, but my fellow colleagues. And what I used to say, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Well, it's not good news. I'll be honest, it's not good news. It wasn't surprising. But it's not good news to know that we don't have something to come back to right now. We all anticipated being back hopefully next year, and we don't know what's going to happen. And there's a lot of questions that the company is not answering, which makes us think that, hey, what is really going on and what can happen to 3,000 plus people? It's not just myself, it's all the members.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that the company gives us something.
Yeah.
Even if it's crumbs, we'll take it right now because people need to be working. The cost of living, as you all know, is through the roof. And some families are really in dire need.
Yeah. So has Stellantis arranged a meeting with Unifor or anything? Like, I know we don't have any answers, but what can we expect from the outcome from today? Do you have any idea? Or
no, they really don't have any idea what can come. Maybe a little bit of pressure, a little public shaming.
Right.
Might do a little bit of the work. Despite what's happening south of the border, we know that auto is needed in Canada, so we need to fight to keep these jobs. It's not just our jobs, it's all the feeders. And it does affect even the community of Brampton.
Yeah. Right. How long have you been working here?
8 years.
8 years. Okay, so
I'm fairly new.
Yeah. I mean, there's a mixture of veterans and people who've been here long. And do you have any? I don't know. What are your future plans if let's say things don't resolve here, right?
Well, I'm in school, so that's a good thing, but it is part-time, and if it doesn't work out, I definitely have to go to school full-time to fast track to get into something. We need to work. Can't live without money, and I have growing children, so got to feed the family.
Yeah, I'm in there as well, and we're trying to figure out what the next move is and stuff, so I guess we got to keep believing and see what the outcome of this is going to be.
I think that we need to maneuver like it's a game of chess.
Yeah.
Every person needs to think about what's best for them. Right. In this moment, in this time, and move strategically. Yeah. So like a game of chess.
Yeah.
Because everyone's situation is different.
Yeah. So how can we? I know Trump has a lot to do with this. How can we change Stellantis' mind? Like, is it a done deal? I don't know. Like, I'm sitting here just like you, wondering, is it a done deal? Like, I don't know.
Well, I feel like what has happened is not going to be reversed. It would be nice to know what vehicle we're going to get, or that they have plans for prototype C, whatever it may be, to come to Brampton. Pushing folks to move to Windsor is not the answer. Many people have deep roots in the GTHA, and they just can't pick up and go. I know for myself, I can't pick up and go.
Yeah.
And we really need to know something.
Yeah.
It's a lot of limbo, and that it's stressing out folks. And I know that many of our members are suffering and are feeling a lot of anxiousness and anxiety for what's happening because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I agree about Windsor. It's not an easy move. Like, I came from Windsor, and that was when I didn't have kids. Now I got 4 kids, and I can't make that move.
For your family, it's something that is really a lot. And then even just looking at rental units in Windsor, Windsor's not cheap anymore.
No, it's cheaper in here, but yeah,
It's cheaper, but it's not as cheap as you would think it would be. And a lot of people I know in Windsor are feeling the crunch because people are moving outside the GTA to Windsor and things have gone up in price.
Right.
First reaction was probably, oh no. It's just confusion. So it's not exactly the best feeling in the world to not know what the future's going to hold. So it's not great.
Yeah, no doubt. How since layoffs, how, without getting any in specific details, how has it affected you and your family? And
Well, we cut back on a lot of stuff because even though we're getting some benefits, it's still roughly half the pay that we were getting before. So, cut back on a lot of stuff. My wife picked up more hours at her job, which she was lucky enough to be able to do. But we still lots of days with pasta instead of something half decent.
yeah, I hear that.
When you're shopping for groceries, you're getting everything that's on sale because trying to save every dollar you can. It's still generally not that much. On top of that, I had to renew my mortgage this year too, like a lot of people. So it's costs going up.
Things putting a hold. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm out here just like you. What kind of outcome can you expect? Like, do you think Stellantis is going to react to what's going on out here?
I hope so. But this company does what it does. We can't force them to do anything. We can do the best we can to negotiate something.
Yeah.
But all I'm hoping for, best case scenario, is that some other product is put into this plant and we're building cars again. I don't know. I was just walking here today, looking at everybody on the street, people honking in support. The only thing I can think of is watching other documentaries on other unions fighting for their work, and a lot of them not succeeding. So it's just a matter of what can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a waiting game. I mean, the unpredictability is ridiculous.
It's a long waiting game.
Yeah.
Like at this point, even if we do get other product in here, it's probably not going to be until the end of 2026.
Right.
So that's like another year out of here. Like I don't know. At that point, I don't know how many people are going to be able to hold on. And on top of that, with the rest of the economy kind of slowing down, jobs are harder to come by. Jobs paying $40 an hour with a pension at the end of it are near impossible, if not impossible at this point. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I know. And the timing's not great. Obviously, look, we're approaching November. Christmas is here, and I don't know. We just gotta see what happens.
Anybody who's got the full supplemental unemployment benefits, they're up in January anyway. So come the new year, talking about a normal slowdown after Christmas, this is going to be even worse, especially around here where most people do live. I know I'm not directly in Brampton, but there's a lot of people that are. I'm not sure how it's going to affect the rest of Brampton because those retail stores, if all of a sudden our pay is going to get cut by another $250 a week.
Right.
At that point, what are you purchasing for your family? What are you purchasing in general? What will happen to all those jobs and those other companies and those other retail locations that now are going to see a reduction in sales? It's just going to be not great outcome.
No, it's not. Lastly, how long have you been here working?
I've been here since 2005, so 20 years, 21 years in January. But not a lot of those actually worked, considering how many times we've been laid off at this point. Because last time I was off for 3 years, this time we're already on year 2. So
Close yet so far.
Yeah, tell me about it. I've been looking at my years in. I'm like, if I can just make it to that 30 at least, it'll be something. But at this point, I don't know if that's going to happen.
I was very disappointed. I've worked here for 26 years, close to retirement. I always figured this is where I would finish.
Right.
And the thought of having to train myself to do something else is kind of scary at this point in life. And I don't know what we're going to do from now. We're just always watching the news, waiting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. During the layoff, how is it Like, how have you guys been? You and your family been shifting through this? How's it been?
Well, I'm lucky that I have a partner that also has a job somewhere else. So, we've been making do for now. But once I'm not getting any money from here, it's going to be a different story.
Yeah, I hear. I also, I have 4 children as well, and it's been a up and down spiral. I've enjoyed the time off, but it's just been it's been a little crazy.
It's very hard, not knowing what's coming next. And she's in college, and it's not cheap. So
yeah, absolutely. So based on. Do you think this rally will have an effect on their decision?
I hope so, but they're going to do what they're going to do.
Right.
Hopefully, the government can see we need these jobs and try to do their best to help us.
Yeah,
but that's all we can hope for.
Yeah. Not giving any. You don't have to give any details, but has Windsor been a thought in terms of relocating or
no, not at all, because she's here in school and my partner has a job here. I can't just leave and go wherever. If I was young, single, didn't have any kids, yes, but no.
Yeah, that was the same to me. I came from Windsor. I transferred over in 05. I didn't have kids. Now I got 4 kids, and like I said, I have one. I have one that's in college, one that's about to go to college. It's like, that I can't make that move. So we'll have to see what happens, and just hope and pray some decision can be made soon. And any final any final thoughts? Or
no, they always say the auto industry is up and down, but it seems like it's just going down all of a sudden, and that's all. And there's nothing we can do.
We got to hope that a domino effect doesn't happen, right?
Actually, when I got the phone call, I was excited because I thought it was them telling us that they have plans to reopen. I was very excited, and then it was almost immediate sadness. I got, my wife also works here. She got the same phone call, and I told her don't pick up the phone. It was very disheartening. It's scary. I cried that day. I was in Cornwall. I have 2 kids, one's 6 and one's 2. This is a very scary time for me. And even talking now, it's getting kind of hard to, it's difficult. It's a difficult time. The politics around this is very scary. I'm hopeful still, but I'm very worried about the situation that we're in.
I know what you mean. I was outside cutting grass and I got that robocall and the first reaction you're thinking,
fantastic, let's go, we're going back to work, and then it was just like pure sadness, man. It was just a heartbreak, you know. So.
I hear you. Like, you said you have young kids. How the last couple years, how has that been for you and your?
I knew this was going to happen. Like, I knew that the plant closed, like it was going to go into retool. So we moved back to my mom's, and for the company, when my daughter was born, I was here 6 days a week. I've missed a lot of her growing up, and so the retool for me was a way to spend a lot of time with them. So I was like almost happy because my son was just born. I got to see a lot of his milestones that I missed totally with my daughter because I was here 6 days a week, just like you, all the time. We're always here.
I was 6 days too.
we would see them. I would see her for 5 minutes a day, some days, for 2 weeks almost straight. Waking up, being able to feed my son and be able to spend that time was awesome, but scary at the same time because you don't know what's happening.
Right.
So I'm a little bit of both. I'm excited because I was able to see a lot of stuff my son grew up with, expecting to be rewarded to come back here, right? To have a job when it gets done. So that's what it's been for me. It's been up and down, and it's been scary now.
I hear you. I've actually enjoyed the time. I've enjoyed the downtime. You get to work on projects, but at the same time, that going through, okay, we got to cut down on this, cut down on that. It weighs a toll on you. I guess my question, a lot of people probably don't know, is how do you think, what can the government do to
honestly anything more than this? I don't. Melanie Joly said something about Stellantis and saying she's going to bring up news the following day, and she has not brought anything. So I kind of want to call her out. I want to call the whole government out. I know they're having a rough time because the person down south is the primary issue, right? Like I know what they're trying to do is tough, but they're not doing anything right now. And for people like me that have families, it's very scary. It's very problematic because you're looking at them to say, just talk about us, keep talking about us, and then it's silent. And then you get the political theater inside, and they're like arguing, and it's like, I don't want to be like a pawn. I don't want to be a chip. I want you guys to work together to get this thing open again. Like that Doug Ford came here for our last rally. Like, I like that they're doing these things, but it's not enough. They're not doing enough. It feels like they're kind of, I'm in the wind with them, right? They're not here. Like, I don't know. It's frustrating. I want them to do more.
Yeah, and that's why I'm doing these videos. I want to talk to colleagues, people who are actually in the situation, not hearing from liberals or conservatives who've never worked in done any hard labor, commenting on the situation. I want to talk to people who are affected by it. And any last words? What are your hopes moving forward?
To reopen the plant, please. To give us a vehicle. Just we've all worked here, blood, shed tears. Worked here 6-7 days, whenever they need us. Mandatory Saturdays. 2 weeks, shifting. You lose family time. You lose everything. You lose time to them, and I just want you guys to repay this time that we gave you. We gave you this time. Give us it back. Let us come back to work. Let us do our stuff that you promised us. Yeah. I'm not asking for 16 cars and crazy amounts of stuff. Give us the stuff that you promised us, that we bargained for, that the government bargained for. Give the stuff back that we bargained for. Right. Not asking for crazy amounts of stuff, right? Yeah. So that's
absolutely.
It.
We need it. The city needs it. You can't have a plant shutdown affects a city.
It doesn't just affect us. It's like 1 to 10 ratio. So if we're off and we're 30,000 people, that's a ton of numbers that are not there anymore, that are not working. That's the businesses that are here that we order food from. That's the businesses that make the car repair that we have to drive from Oshawa or Niagara Falls that people are coming from here. It's a lot of trickle down that is going to be hurt, a lot of places that are going to hurt because of this decision.
Shock, surprise. I mean, this was just something that just came out of the blue. Mm-hmm. We knew about the tariffs when Trump came in. He mentioned before he even won the election, he was talking about tariffs. And right after that, boom, gone to office, tariff. Mm-hmm. And I was just wondering, why weren't we prepared for this, though? You know what I'm saying? We had almost over a year. Right. And I know it's shocking to the community as well, too, because it affects them as well, and it trickles down from even the plazas, the business here. I'm sure they're feeling it already after 1 year, let alone 2. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. That plaza, if we want to check this plaza over here, they fed off of us, man. The workers, lunchtime. Yeah, they fed it off. I feel for them, too. I'm sure they're hurting as well, too. So, yeah. And I'm just wondering, what's the provincial and federal government? What are they doing? They say they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot of talking, but we haven't seen a lot of action. Yeah. Right? And, we see that Doug Ford takes out a $75 million ad just to, poke at Trump. And now he's imposing a 10% on us now. Yeah. Right? And you bring up a good question, because I'm just I know Trump is the center of what's going on here and stuff like that, but what do you think? How do you think the government should react to this? Is poking at Trump the answer, or is it trying to work out something with him? That's a very good question. I mean, it depends on how you see it as a person, how you interpret this. It's a retaliation on our part to say, hey, look, listen, Trump, we don't appreciate what you're doing. But at the same time, you're pouring fuel into a fire that's already, burning out of control. Mm-hmm. Does it serve its purpose? Yes and no, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. It lets them be aware that we're not taking this. But at the same time, seeing Trump as he is, being as a bully, he's not going to take any of this, lying down. He's going to, poke back at us. Right. And that 10% is, just the start of it. Yeah. The government's already saying to them that we're going to put a tariff on their imports. And I think it was 50% on Stellantis, right? How much they can import into our country. Yeah. So that's a stepping stone, but still, we want to see what's going to happen. Is this going to be nothing? Mm-hmm. Right. So again, we have to see. Time will tell. Right. Just nobody knew that back in October when they made that announcement of transferring the Jeep over to Illinois, that just blew everyone over the water. Yeah. Right? We knew that the plant, right, was going to be shuttered for a bit back in February when they said, hey, look, listen, we're going to stop upgrading for now. There's something up, right? And that's the same time when Trump came into office as well too, right? So We knew that's going to happen.
Yeah. How long do you think we're going to be, like, even if they get a product, how long do you think it's going to be? At least a year?
Yeah, at least a year or more.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people are thinking about transferring to Windsor. There's pros and cons if you transfer to Windsor, right?
Yeah.
I feel for the younger ones, maybe it's better for them when they have a young family. They can move the family down there to Windsor. The good thing is that if they go down there, they can start making money. Their sub gets topped up for 2 years and they have benefits.
Right.
However, they have to think about that timeline of that 1 year where they have, if they want to transfer back to Brampton, they can do so. Otherwise, they lose their seniority, the plant seniority.
Right.
There's that corporate and plant seniority. There's two different things. So that's the thing. But for someone who's over 20 years, is that feasible? I mean, is that something you want to think about moving down there? And what happens if Windsor lays off? Because remember, Windsor is a Canadian plant as well, too. Who's to say that they can be, hey, bye, and there goes the shift, right?
Yeah.
Much like this.
I started in Windsor, so when I made the move, it was easy for me.
Exactly.
Easier for me. It was one of the easier moves I ever made. I didn't have kids.
Oh,
now. Different story. 20 years later,
Yeah.
I believe for some, especially if you're, don't have kids or you're single stuff, they might go down there. That might be the right move for them.
Right, exactly. But for someone like, you and me, where we have families, it's a little bit more challenging.
Yeah.
You don't want to move the family, because as I had discussed this with my family as well, too, I'm saying, look, listen, if daddy has to go down there, just to chase the money, so to speak, right? I might do that. But I might not see you guys for the six days out of the 7 week, 7 days out of the week.
Yeah.
Right. And that's going to be hard on them.
Yeah.
Right? And especially when they're going through a period of transition to school and university like that, they need you to be there.
Yeah.
And that's the challenging part.
That's exactly that's how I feel right now.
Exactly. And I want to tell them that I'm not abandoning you. I'm doing what's best for the family.
Yeah.
But we can, and we do what we can. To survive right now.
Yeah.
And
you are giving it some thought then.
I have given it some thought. I played all the scenarios.
Yeah.
That's me. Sorry. You remember me? I play all the scenarios and weigh the pros and cons. And like I said, it depends if you're, like you said, if you're single, it'd be feasible for you to go down, or a young family, low seniority. Yeah. By all means, go, because you can top up your sub. That's the most important thing, because you get 2 years. Right. Your subs get reset back to 105 credit depending on what your seniority is, right?
Yeah.
So, and then your benefits. That's the most important thing. Benefits, right? And especially, who's gonna, if you go look for another job, they're not gonna pay you the amount that we're getting paid here, right? Maybe half of it, right? And not even the benefits. If that, exactly. And the benefits may not be even, all that good.
Yeah.
And you ask yourself, if I look for another job, what do I have to, as a sellable skill compared to someone who's like 22 years old? They could pay them to do half the same job at half the price. Why would I want to hire someone who's like, older, when they can hire someone younger? And that's the challenge too, right? So, yeah. It's I feel for everyone,
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. How is the 2 years that we've been off? How have you been keeping busy? How has it affected you and your family?
The transition, actually, because we've always been working 6 days a week. It was rough. It kind of gave me a glimpse of what retirement is like. You're retired on Friday, and then come Monday, what do I do? Like you just like you don't know what to do, because you're so used to that routine. All of a sudden, you're asked to say, stop what you're doing, do whatever you want. Same thing here too. We as soon as we start working back in December of 2023, January rolls around, you're like, oh, okay, I gotta shut the alarm clock. Okay, get the kids to school and everything. Then you're twirling your thumb like, okay, what do I do? I mean, you can enjoy it, don't get me wrong. I mean, you have that 2 years, but now that 2 years pass, now you're thinking to yourself like, okay, this is not for me. I need to work. You know what I'm saying? I need to keep busy. And I understand why some people work beyond 30 years, because it's a routine that they're used to. And also you ask them to switch to doing like relaxing mode and all that. I don't know if they can. Right. And that's hard for them. And it's been a challenge. It's been a really hard challenge. Transitioning over. So as well as you, I guess.
Well, I mean, for me, I actually like the free time. I've liked it.
Don't get me wrong. I totally.
I enjoy it because it's always you get up and like you can do stuff that you've been always wanting to do. Not so much now because I've had to get another job and do some stuff. But I think what it is and I'll probably be sharing more at a later date my story. I did go through some rough things.
It's hard.
It's
not easy for you. I mean, like everyone's going through their challenges, and the most important thing is keeping head above water, and that's what we're doing right now. And it'd be nice if we get like a nice early Christmas present. Maybe they've changed their mind. Maybe the minister would say, look, listen, we got to sue them. They took our money and took off with it. There's a binding contract here, isn't there? Right? Back in 2022, you made that negotiation. You said you're going to build a product here, and we'll give you the money. Well, you took our money, but you're leaving. You're taking the investment, 13 billion going to Illinois. Hello, what about us?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't there a commitment? So it's stupid. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And then now we just got to see what transpired here, because you can see right now they're doing construction on the west parking lot, right, which they sold, I guess, was it last year or previous year? So
I didn't even notice. You didn't even notice.
They're doing all the construction there, yeah. So the west parking lot's it's sold to another company. So, and they're proposing to, I guess, make this a parking lot, I guess. But
Yeah.
now everything's up in the air, and who knows, right? Who knows if we're going to be coming back here? Because for all you know, they could simply say we're shutting the plant down.
Right.
I mean, we have that 5-year callback right? But what's it for? Could be a flea plant, could be anything.
Right.
And that's a shame. And they could probably be offering severance packages, right?
Yeah.
And then I feel for us, like, because we're kind of like have the high seniority, but not as high as those ones who are like 28, like 29 years, right? And that's a shame, right? Because
I could see a possible GM scenario where they give out packages and then they reopen and then you start over from day one.
and that's what I worry about, because that robs you of your pension. Right? I know they have that 75 point you can retire early, right? But still, you know what I'm saying? We all like to get a full pension. We're not getting younger, like I said. We're getting older, and we got to compete with the younger generation, and that's going to be harder because they'll be more well informed, and they're going to be younger, more energetic. So that's that.
Well, we're gonna see what happens, man.
And I hope you have some good news before the year ends.
Yeah.
Maybe the Unifor can negotiate them. To cover us for another maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. It's a shame, right? Because next year there's a lot of things happening, like your FIFA. Right. Yeah. FIFA's happening next year, right? So it'd be nice, if we could, enjoy that, but also knowing that we got a job still.
Yeah. All right. So we've had quite a bit of interviews, and like I said, everybody's going through different experiences. Like some have enjoyed the downtime, but when it comes down to it, the more downtime you have, suddenly the more of the need for a paycheck. And we all expected at this point that we would get some kind of answers, and it seems like it's more uncertainty than ever. And we're approaching the end of 2025, and I don't know. I don't know where we're going at this point. I wish there was more answers, to be honest with you. But it is good to see a lot of people that I haven't seen since the layoff. It's good to see. Yes, it feels like a good unity that's going on here. And but like I said, I didn't expect a variety of different answers, because honestly, we don't know. We don't know what's going on, but it's a wait and see approach, right? So we're gonna see if we're gonna talk to a few more people, but it's just a lot of uncertainty. That seems to be the theme word, and hopefully that word itself can eventually be changed. All right, so let's talk to some more people. Let's see what's going on. All right, so behind me, this plant is pretty big. It pretty much expands the whole block of Williams Parkway between Torbram and Airport Road. I know if you're watching from the States, you probably don't know where that is, but anyway, it expands the whole block. And I'm just having a little flashbacks of when I first came to this plant. It felt pretty big. I was very new to the Greater Toronto area, and it's funny because I'm seeing a lot of these people and we all look 20 to 25 years younger. And it's kind of surreal because it's you go through so much and time just flies. Like I said, when I came here, my wife was pregnant with our first daughter, and she's 20 years old right now. So when you think of that timeline, that so much has happened, and the funny thing is that 20 years it goes by so fast, and to think that you've been in here every single year, Christmas after Christmas, Easter after Easter, summer shutdown after summer shutdown, you don't realize how quickly time flies. You don't realize how your body changes. You don't realize how the energetic person I was when I came in here, and I still think I'm somewhat energetic, but you know what, it's crazy. It is so crazy. And like I said, if you're watching this and someone who works at the plant, or you work at the plant yourself, you know exactly what I talk about, how time just flies on you. But It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. We'll see what happens. I just thank God for this channel. It's actually kept it's brought some excitement and enjoyment of being off, but of course, you still got to pay them bills, right? So, but anyway, it's just it's a crazy time. It's a crazy time. We're approaching November. Got the Jays hat. Got the World Series going on. If you're watching this during the time of the World Series, and we at least during this time we can have some enjoyment, right? Thankful for my wife and my 4 kids, and thankful for God for just the opportunity to be alive and to experience another day, beautiful day. There's some people in this plant that are not here because they did not make this journey. They passed away during the layoff. We know of people. We've heard stories, and although there's uncertainty with what's going on, I'm thankful that today I'm here. I'm still healthy. Yeah, try not to get teary-eyed, but it's in the midst of this. It's still. I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God that I'm still here, and it's still opportunity for change, for success, and feeling for everybody here. But you know what? We just gotta hope better times are coming, and be thankful for every moment, because tomorrow's not promised, right? And we just gotta hope that we're gonna get some good news. All right. And if you haven't liked, shared, and subscribed to Born with Purpose, do so now. If you're watching this to this point, that means you've enjoyed the video, and share it with someone. And on behalf of me, Josh Grant, check out his channel as well. Until then, solidarity, peace, blessings.
My first reaction was that Stellantis doesn't understand the community we have here at Brampton Assembly, and to treat us like we're just another plant and just a bunch of numbers. I didn't think that was fair. I really feel that we are a community. We're a very diverse community, and we're tight knit, and they don't understand that. I think they're going to underestimate what we're going to do.
Right. Yeah, because it's been, how long we been? 40 years, 40 plus?
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got 36 years, and it was about 4 years or 4 years about before I came here from the G plant.
Okay.
But it's a long history with the people here.
Yeah.
And even a lot of the people that came today some are retired. Mm-hmm. But they know how hard we work to keep this plant going. And we were the breadwinners of the whole corporation, and we did it on, buttons and a smile. We did like duct tape and hard work. We kept this plant going, and we worked 6-7 days a week. Some of us 12 hours a day, and everyone was just here for it. And for the most part, it's just ever since this last while that they don't respect us. They don't respect us.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. And then that has nothing to do with borders. That has nothing to do with politics. They gave their word.
Yes.
They gave their word, and they're taking it back.
Yeah.
So,
you know what kills me? I told management to stay home today because we were doing this out front. They don't understand how we are here at Brampton, because we would never go after our own.
Right.
It's not about them. It's about corporate and what they're doing to all of us, management included. They're all scrambling.
Yeah.
So shame on them for recommending that they work from home today, like we would attack our own.
Yeah, because management, they also have to, they have to.
Here, the thing is, a lot of plants, it's us and them. It has never been us and them here at Brampton. It never has been. I mean, there are friends. I mean, some of our friends moved up to management, but we just work together.
Yeah.
You have to work together.
Yeah.
But we would never. I mean, if something happened with, and they're suffering as much as our supervisors are being shipped here, there, and everywhere.
Right.
Like their families are being destroyed as well, and the stress on so many people.
Yeah.
Well, the stress, that's how it's affected so many people, and the mental health issues and things people are suffering. So, but we're still hanging in, because why? This is our company. It's our company.
It's our house.
It's our house.
Exactly. And it's crazy because, while working in the plant, we all have our disagreements and our arguments.
Family.
Like any family.
Right.
I don't always have to like you, but I respect you, and we work together.
Right.
You know? That's the difference here at Brampton. You even go down to Windsor, it's not like that. They're a house divided all the time.
Yeah.
But here, we're a community, and that's the difference.
Yeah.
That's what we want Stellantis to understand.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. What do you think the government can do to prevent this from?
I think the government's doing everything they can. I know they've put out affirmative action. They're suing Stellantis for breach. I think that the government is pushing as hard as they reasonably can. They can't force Stellantis to stay here. But are they putting pressure? Absolutely they are.
Yeah.
Ontario government's putting pressure. Doug Ford and Lana, I think they're doing everything they can. I think the problem is that figures for their shareholders. They're getting all kinds of pressure from the U.S., from Donald Trump. It makes sense from a business perspective to not have that fight and just go down. Like what they're saying, they're going to Belvedere. Why not? They're going to make the same money. So to Stellantis, it doesn't matter. And that's why I say we need to make them understand what they're leaving behind here. Because they're leaving behind a workforce that is comparable to none. Right? That's what we need to get across.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to say, we've even had supervisors come out from the States that have transferred or however they ended up here that are shocked at how we work here.
Yeah.
They said, if a person down in the States, if someone disagreed, can you put a part on, can you do whatever? They'd all stop because we don't do that here. We do everything here.
Yeah.
Everyone, you can't help finish your job. The next person's going to help you until you get on track when you're learning or whatever.
Yeah.
They just not a dump and run. It's not, let's put the line down. It's let's keep the line going and let's help our coworkers out. We've always been like that.
Yeah.
I'll do more until you can do your balance.
Yeah.
It's always been like that.
You did raise a good point because I do remember over the years of people coming to this plant, like executives from other, U.S. and other places saying, how well run we were.
Yeah.
We everything was a tight ship, but at the same time, like we did things well here. Yeah. And sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone, and hopefully it's not the situation where they go to Belvedere and they're like, dang, we made a mistake, but
even for us, they should have kept us running until Windsor was up, even between us, and it's nothing against Windsor, but they should have ran us because we built a car until they could build a car. Even if you're going to do a business, they lost so much because they just went here,
I think
figure
that's
it
how
out.
Tavares got fired.
Well, here, just do it, build it. You can't just build it. They didn't build the same kind of vehicle as what we did.
Right.
They
still haven't managed to build it. I think their output is 4,000 cars so far in 2 years.
And we built it.
That's crazy.
Like we said, we built it so well, and so what can you say? We've always done our best, and hopefully we'll continue to do our best.
Yeah, it's a lot of uncertainty. I'm just like, okay, what do I want in terms of me personally? Do I want to package and just move on? Do I want to come back to work? And at the same time, I'm not just thinking about myself. I'm thinking about
the future.
This is important for the city.
All the suppliers.
Yeah, the suppliers.
Every family that's tied to a supplier. That's how we look at it. It's not just us.
Right.
It's everybody else.
10,000 people.
Contributing to us. That we also consider them. The guys that drive our cars to the next destination. They're part of it. They're part of the jobs as well.
Yeah.
So
and look at what's happening at Cami. It's not just us. They're attacking. The U.S. is attacking the industry here.
Yeah.
And we can't let them take the auto industry from us because that's a huge component in Ontario.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is
Ontario.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're the only province that makes cars.
Yes.
It is.
So then what?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then what? They come after us, they're going to go after Ford and GM the same way.
Oh yeah, they're looking very closely at this because they're like, I don't want a domino effect.
Yes.
Lord willing, so.
I did get the robocall, and at first I was like, is this a joke? And then I was like, no, this is serious, because I went on social media, I saw what everyone was saying and everything, and I was like, this can't be true. This can't happen to us. Yeah.
Yeah. How because we've been laid off a couple years now. How how's this affected you and your family?
It's affected me hard. I am a single mom, single income. I do have a child that lives with autism. So having to cut back on her therapy because I do not get any support from the Ford government because of that in the first place. So it's just, I have to really think about what therapy I can do with her as well as, pay my bills. So I'm struggling. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the government, like, what can they do to prevent, get this plant going? Like, I mean, a lot of people obviously is like, the uncertainty seems to be the theme word here. Right? What do you have any idea of what they can do to?
Honestly, there's a lot of things that the government can do, but they have their own agenda, and I feel that they're going to do what benefits them and not benefit our Canadian jobs that we should have. So yeah, I just don't have any faith with our government. It doesn't seem like something's going to happen in a good way for us. Yeah.
And from what I know from you, you have a history of family that works in this plant, right?
I do. So we are 5 generations auto worker. My daughter, she's also working in the plant, so she's the 5th generation.
Wow, that's great.
So it goes back far. It goes to my great grandfather. Yeah.
At the same plant.
Yes, but my mom worked in Ajax. My dad worked at the G plant. So have been all over. But my mom's been through, the Ajax closing, came here to Brampton. Yeah.
So, I guess to hear, to have news that this might be leaving, that ends a generation thing, and I mean that has to have some kind of an effect on how you think of this whole situation. If you got a family, I have a family myself. I can't just up and move in the middle of the school year. Is that an option? Possible option?
So I can't move to Windsor. Like I said, I do have a child with autism. So trying to get her supports in Windsor, I would be struggling. There isn't a lot of supports in Windsor for people that live with autism. So it's not a good move for me to move to Windsor. Again, with the single income and the rent and, just having those supports for my autistic child, it's definitely not a good move for me.
Yeah, I hear that. So, I guess the main thing is we gotta just pray for the best outcome and see what happens. Any last words?
I just wish that everyone would come here and stand with us in solidarity and support us. This is affecting everybody. Everybody has a family member in some aspect that this plant closure is affecting, and we just need you all to come out and support us.
I've got some interesting stories, especially one with, a friend who has a daughter with autism, and just getting the support, financial support, tough on hers, and then you have Joshua there, it's, talking about his family, and, it affects everyone differently. A lot of us love the time we spend with our family, but at the same time, we know that we gotta support them financially, and that's why sometimes you work 5-6 days a week when you don't want to. You rather spend the time, and then a layoff comes and you spend the time with your family. It's great time. It's quality time. It's nice not to wake up to an alarm clock and do the things you got to do. But at the same time, you got to go through those daily budgets. You got to say, what do we need to cut back? What do we need to, how do we get extra income? All that stuff. And you're hearing the story, you're hearing all the stories. So, we're going to continue and talk to some more people.
Man, I got a punch to the gut for sure. I'm an 05, so I got almost 21 years. And, I feel like there's a lot of betrayal that's happened because after all, we've been producing so well, right? Not just for Stellantis, but for the city of Brampton as well. It kicks off and it streams out to everyone, right? And that's surplus for people that is able to afford the housing, the food, and bring it home for their kids. Right? And for me to have that and be a man of my house, like I feel that for my girls, right? I have 2 kids that are 8 and 10. I'm in the thick of it. Right? Yeah. So not to say that we're not hurt, but when it comes down to the core, like, you want to bring home that bread for your family, right? And it hurts, bro.
Yeah.
And it's scary, but I want to let everyone know that, we were able to survive before Chrysler when we were growing up, and we're going to fight as hard as we can right now, right? So that we maintain this. We'll give it the best shot we can. I'm going to do as much as I can to show up and be present and be, helping you, my brother, my sisters over there and stuff like that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, let's keep our heads up high and know that we did a job here, and we'll continue to thrive. Yeah. That's it, Yeah. And I feel like, like I said, like it's everyone that's hurting, and we're in this together. So let's do this fight. Yeah.
You brought up a good point. I mean, think about that is, like being the man of the house, right? You come to work, you put in the hours, you miss family time, but you know that as a husband, as a father, you want to provide that paycheck.
Oh yeah.
And
not to say that your wife doesn't contribute, right, but there's a level of weight on a guy, right? The role, like you're not supposed to break down. You're supposed to be strong in times of hard, right? But it does hurt at the core because, we're all human underneath, right? So not to diminish anyone else's role or anyone else, but like for me, because my household, I have my wife and 2 daughters, so it hits me a little bit harder that way. Yeah. Right. Not to say that, sons don't matter. It's an emotion where it's hard, Yeah.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. How during the 2 years, how has it affected you and your family? What have you been up to activity wise without going into detail? Like how is it?
Just keeping sane, my kids sane, keeping them healthy, making sure that I'm present and not just, there drifting off, but I'm trying to be in the moment with my family. That's it. That's important right now. Yeah. Right. And the job is what it is. We've had these 18 months, 20 months to be present, right? And that's a blessing. Yeah. So I want to understand that, to really fulfill my role as a dad, right? So that later on, when I go back to work doing whatever I need to do, that I know that this time I've given it all I got for my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I see you beautifully said. Like I've enjoyed the downtime, but at the same time, you don't enjoy looking at that bank account and you're like, okay, how are we going to shift things here? And you adjust, you do what you have to do, right?
Let's do what we have to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
First response is that the company did not take things serious about our jobs and stuff like that, and they just figured, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do, not obey by whatever we had a contract that the car belonged to us, and they just feel like they just want. My anger is that the company did not respond to any of our concerns, and they just want to do what they want to do because the guy down south thinks that it's important to keep them happy. We have a contract; they gotta obey with the contract, and that compass belongs to us. And we need that compass to come back so that we have a job. I mean, this is not about one person. This is about the 3,000 people in the plant that need this job to live.
Yeah. And no disrespect to our brothers in Windsor and stuff like that, but the fact that they have a third shift going and we don't have any product, like, it makes you feel some kind of way. In terms of reconsidering transferring to Windsor, has that been any thought? Have you considered it? Not giving any answers, but have you considered it? Or?
Yes, I have. I've thought about it. I have 20 years. I'm stuck right in the middle. Even if they do decide they want to close this place and they bump everybody up from, if they do what Oshawa did at 26.1, I can't get there. I'm stuck right in the middle. I need to do something. There is the transfer possibility has always been in my mind, but I don't want to give up my 20 years seniority. That's a lot for me to give up. To go down there, start from the bottom, not knowing if I go down there, my job's secure. Right. If my job only lasts 6 months, then what? And I'm back in the same boat. I lose my seniority here, no job, and what, right? There's a lot of ifs for me to think about if I go down there. I've considered it, and I have put in a transfer to Windsor, but rather I accept it when the time comes. That's another thing.
Yeah. Funny enough, I also put in the requests, and I'm still up in the air because it's just dynamics are crazy, and it's like, do you wait it out? Do you go down there? It's for those who might not understand how this works. Transfer isn't just going to another plant and just working at the same seniority. We pretty much go to the bottom of the list, even though you have a corporate seniority. You go to the bottom of the list, you don't even know what kind of jobs you're doing. And our age, we don't want to be doing no crappy jobs, right?
That's the thing. If you like, I talked to a friend of mine. He works out of Windsor. He's a union rep, and he said the chances are you're going to start in trim, down from the bottom, and then you work your way through. And if the third shift does come in effect next year, you probably maybe possibility to have a half decent job with your if you go down there, you have 90 days plus one seniority. Yeah. So the chances are, if you go down there early enough, you might be able to secure something in the midnight shift, but there's no guarantees. That's what concerned me, is to give up something here and go down there and it only last 6 months or a year and then lose everything. And I just don't feel that's a safe for me. Like if I went to Etobicoke, I don't lose my seniority. I keep my seniority. And it's closer to me, and I can still do what I need to do. Mm-hmm. But Windsor, it's a 4-hour drive. It's a long way for me to go to another town and not knowing your job is safe there.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. So in the meantime, like, how have you been keeping yourself busy during the last couple years layoff? I know you've been active with the union and stuff like that. How have you been able to maintain a mentally balance while we're off?
Well, ever since I got laid off, I've been volunteering myself at the Action Center, and I've been helping people. The first year, a lot of people need help with EI and every other stuff. We're still doing what we're supposed to do, but it seems like it's starting to slow down. But ever since October the 14th, when the announcement came up that campus is gone, people are now a little bit worried about what's going on in the plant, and now they want to see stuff like transfer here, transfer there, what other courses or things that.
So it's a bit more busy then.
Yeah, the traffic is starting to pick up a little bit more than it was like 6 months ago but it's not again, it's not what we want to see. We want to be able to see everybody is able to enjoy themselves, do whatever. A lot of people are starting to worry now. This plant might close, and they're thinking, oh, what's going to happen? Everybody come up to me and ask me, and I really can't tell you exactly what's going on, because a lot of stuff is not materialized. I don't know. Like I wish I can tell you a lot more, but I can't.
Yeah. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. We're all here, and it's just a big wait and see, man. It's just a big wait and see. Any final words? Any last things you want to add?
Well, I hope everybody, look at the situation that, because the guy down south, we are vulnerable to anything. It's not you. I don't want to see people think, oh, this is only Stellantis. No, this is going to be a problem across Canada. This is going to cost every single company. They can do what they did to us here. GM's going to do it. Ford's going to do it. Even though Ford said, oh, I have no intention. Look, there's a lot of things that a company can tell you. It probably, when it comes to money or financial situation, when it doesn't work for the shareholders or the CEO, things going to change. When things change, it's going to happen, and we can't let something like this in our plant or around Canada that hey, this is what I'm gonna do, and there's nothing you can do. Yes, there is. We're gonna do what we can do, try to save this plant. If at the end still can't, and they're closing it, they're closing it. I really don't want them to think that, you know, because they did this to Oshawa back maybe 6-7 years ago. I don't want them to do the same thing to us. And this could happen with Ford happening. I mean, Cammy said, oh, they have another vehicle going in there, but I don't believe it. I don't believe anything the company say to you until things actually happen, right?
Obviously, if you're at this point in the video, you've watched the whole thing, you've heard the interviews, you've heard the stories, you've seen people's frustrations, and you've seen their passion come out. It's been a day of unity because we don't know what is going to happen. And as you see this sign here, we're all on the outside of this. The question is, will we ever get the opportunity to go back inside? Is this gonna have a new name? Are we gonna have products? What is the questions? And that is continuing. There's no answers right now. But there is hope. And you know, like I said, I just trust God for everything. I know everybody has different walks of life in terms of where they're at and stuff, but I just gotta trust God for whatever the outcome is. And for this, it's not just for me, it's for these people here. It's not just for these workers here. It's for the city of Brampton. It's for the greater Toronto area. One plant closed down, it affects so many people. So it's a wait and see thing. We also got Cammy in Ingersoll. It's a wait and see. Hopefully there's not a domino effect. Like I said, you know, normally I do political videos, and this one, like, this isn't about who you serving, whether it's left or right, what party it is. It's not even about that. It's about the economy. It's about preserving what we have and what we had and whether we can get it back. And so on that note, if you appreciated this video, please share with others, get this word out, let others see the story of other Stellantis workers, what they're dealing with, what the struggle is. Share this story, get the word out. Please press these like buttons, hit in the comments. I'm gonna do my regular reaction videos and all that stuff, but this is something special. This is something special because it's not just another workplace. Obviously, this is a place I've been here for 25 years, well, with the company, and let's see if there's a future here. Like always, like, share, and subscribe to Born with Purpose. And until the next video, I'm out. God bless.